Hello again. Welcome to Verbling. And I am Teacher Oakley, still. Welcome to our ongoing TOEFL Speaking Blitz series of classes. This is class 3 of 4. In this class, we are going to practice speaking questions number 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Okay, these questions are integrated questions, and man, are they ever integrated. You have to do some reading, then you have to do some listening, and then you have to do some speaking. These questions, you have 30 seconds preparation time. I need to adjust my timer, actually. And you have 60 seconds to speak. 60 seconds speaking time, so 15 more seconds than the last class, which was questions 1 and 2, 45 seconds. Okay. All right. First of all, the strategy, just a little bit about the strategy before we jump into practice. Definitely so key to make notes. All right, what I'm going to do in this class, I'm going to screen share the reading. You normally have 45 seconds to do the reading. So, okay, we'll do that. You don't need 45 seconds, trust me. I'm sure all of your abilities are up for that. Then the moderator gives you a short intro. Now you will listen to a conversation between two students about the notice or the announcement or whatever it is the reading is. Then you will listen to that for however long it takes. It's irrelevant. Sometimes it's different. Minute and a half, something like that. Okay. Really key to make notes. I might just advice now. Okay. Taking the test, I actually maybe write a brief phrase about the reading passage. What is the basic idea? If I boil it down to the essential idea, because I'm going to use this in my first sentence. All right. The college makes an announcement about blah, blah, blah. It's going to be, I don't know, 6 or 8 sentences that you're reading. I don't know, 6 to 10 sentences, something like that. I boil it down because I'm going to use this basically in my first sentence. Then I'm going to say the man and the woman, man and woman, or two students, whatever, discuss the announcement. The man agrees or disagrees, whichever it may be. And then there's going to be 2 points. So the key really is when you're listening, listen very carefully. And I actually, in my notes, whatever note style works for you, then use that. I actually make like an R. I'm doing it big. I make R, reason, S, or actually usually I write D, details, R, reason, D, details, so that as I hear the reason and my notes, I can very quickly see I actually write R1, D, R2, D, and then write quick keywords or key phrases that I hear so that I can relate them back. Now, again, the flow of your speaking is going to match the flow of the entire question. A sentence about the reading, introducing the discussion, and then talking about what they have said. Okay, you're going to, this is reported speech. You're going to just basically talk about what they said. So, okay, let's get started. Let me make quick mic check. Trang, you in?
Yes.
Are you in? Yes, you are. Ruben?
I'm here.
Are you good? Michael, present and accounted for?
No.
Wise. Weisenheimer. Kalina, welcome to the class.
Yeah, I'm nice to see you, to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Nice to have you aboard.
Thank you.
Okay. Julio, are you in?
Hi.
Mic check, mic check. Joseph, are you down? Are you down with the clowns? Joseph.
Hi, teacher.
Yeah, adjustment may be necessary. You're very low volume. Again. Do whatever you do. I know you know how to fix it. Okay. Alrighty, Ruben. I mean, you're going to be answering first, so take special care. Actually, you know what I might want to do? Let's try this. I'll have Ruben and Michael. We'll try question 3. And then I'll have Kalina and then Julio try question 4, and then we'll do the whole thing over again. And we'll go to Joseph and Trang. We'll do 3 again, and then we'll do 3-3, 4-4, 3-3, 4-4, like that. Okay, so Ruben, you're up first. Here we go. Here is the reading passage. I'm going to screen share it now. Maybe this is kind of small. Yes? Is this tiny, you guys? All right. Can you read this at all, or should I read this? Where's my...
Better you read.
I can make it bigger, but then you can't read the whole thing, right? Okay, I'll read it. Okay, children, tuck yourselves in. Daddy's going to read a story. Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Letter in the Centerville College News. The administration has plans to acquire a new sculpture for campus. We should all oppose this plan. The university's poor financial condition led it to increase the price for campus housing and tuition by 15% this past year. Surely, then, it is in no financial position to purchase such an expensive sculpture. Moreover, just look at the sculpture. Several 60-foot long steel plates jutting out of the earth at odd angles. It's so large, it will take up all the green space in front of the campus center. This is a public space that should be reserved for students to use. Okay, that's it. Now, we will attempt to listen to 2 students talking about the letter. Okay, very important that you note this is a letter in the campus newspaper. So who's writing the letter? Okay, think about that. Think about the point of the letter, agreement or disagreement. Now, all right, I'll actually, you would be able to see the letter, so let me put it back up there as we listen. Okay. Hang on.
Listen to 2 students discussing the opinion expressed in the letter.
Can you guys hear that?
Not so clear. I need a little bit louder.
Okay, hang on. Let me make it a little adjustments here. Okay. Let me try that again.
Expressed in the letter. Did you see
No.
Paul's letter in the paper about the new sculpture?
Yeah, but it's totally unconvincing.
reasons for opposing the plan are just totally off. I'm glad we'll finally have some nice art.
Nope, it's too
Not
low.
clear.
Say thank you.
A little bit
What?
lower.
Sorry?
It's too low.
Too low?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Oopsie. I don't know. Well, hang on. Oh, okay. Adjustment. Let me try it one more time. Hang on. I hope this works. Okay, hang on.
The opinion expressed in the letter. Did you see Paul's letter in the paper about the new sculpture?
Yeah, but it was totally unconvincing. His reasons for opposing the plan are just totally off. I'm glad we'll finally have some nice art on campus. I'd like to shake the donor's hand and say thank you.
What do you mean, the donor?
You didn't know? An anonymous donor is paying the bill for most of the sculpture.
Not the university?
No. His assumptions about who's paying for it are all wrong.
Still, I wonder if he has a point about the space it'll take up.
Well, you know why Paul is upset. He and his friends are always out there on the lawn, right where their sculpture will be, kicking around the soccer ball. Now they'll just have to use another part of the campus to play.
Oh, so he just doesn't want to have to move.
Yeah, for him, it's sculpture versus convenience.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what, Ruben?
I couldn't understand the entire passage.
Okay.
Well,
You couldn't understand because you didn't catch it all or it wasn't loud enough?
I couldn't catch it, and it's so low. It was so low. But I'm going to try it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay. Okay, do your best, I guess. Let's try it. We'll see how you do. We'll see if I can make some more adjustments.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now, obviously, the question. Okay, hang on. Wait a second.
Explain why the woman disagrees
Huh,
with the
hang on.
reasons expressed in the letter.
Okay. All right. The question is, explain why the woman disagrees with the questions in the letter.
Why the woman disagrees?
I can explain.
Can you? You want to go first, Michael?
Yeah.
Ruben, do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Okay. All right, Michael. Why don't you try it first, and Ruben, you can try it second.
So
Okay.
the woman in the dialogue explained, gave two reasons why she disagreed with the text. First reason is because that the sculpture will be built by the donor's money, so it is opposite what is written in the dialogue, that the money for the sculpture will be taken from the university fund. The second reason is because the sculpture she gave her opinion that the sculpture is better in the front of university to be a sculptor rather than some people playing soccer.
Okay, and you've got like 7 or 8 seconds to spare, actually.
What? More
You had about 8 seconds to spare, actually. Which that would have been a perfect answer. Let me explain how that could have been a perfect answer. That was really good, Michael, actually. Thank you. Nice job. To make it even better, the 8 seconds at the end, you should have put in the beginning, simply introducing the reading. Okay. Okay. There was a letter in the college paper about a new sculpture being placed on campus. That's it. That would have been your 7 or 8 seconds. If you'd have put that in the very beginning, that would have been a very much almost idealistic answer. Okay, very good. Okay, something very quick about the reading. All right. Or you can incorporate it. The woman reacts to a letter which appeared in the campus newspaper. She disagrees for 2 reasons, as you said. And that's great. You can almost always use this in question 3. The person agrees or disagrees for the following 2 reasons. They always give 2 reasons. Hint, hint. So you can pretty much know you're going to say that before you take the TOEFL test. And you nailed it. Okay, exactly. It contradicts what was in the. You can use. You should know words like it contradicts, it disagrees with, it opposes, or it is actually the opposite of. Right. Things like that. Okay. It contradicts what it said in the letter. Obviously, you have to know what it is. This is very important. When you see the reading, it will actually have a title, and the narrator will actually tell you what it is. Read a letter from the campus newspaper. So you can refer to it as you speak. Yeah, you pretty much nailed it. All right. It's built by the donor's money and the space it takes up. And so she would rather have a sculpture than kids playing soccer, and that's pretty much it.
I think this is kind of a lighter version of the test, because kind of easier. It's kind of easy to understand what...
Yeah, there will be harder ones.
Yeah, we like a couple of months ago, like 2 months ago, I was like in the same kind of class, and you provided some kind of very weird ones about forest or about animals, something I don't remember. But I couldn't catch the idea of those.
And in all reality, this is the way. When you take the TOEFL test, you may get an easy one, and then you may get one that's, particularly confusing, or for me, because I'm always listening for 2 supporting reasons. That's usual. What confuses me, actually, is when they give 3, and then I'm, how am I going to have time to speak about 3 things, especially in questions 5 and 6? Yeah, some are harder than others. That's just the way it is. One very small mistake. You said it was built by the donor's money. It should be built with the donor's money.
Okay.
But that's it. Other than that, that was very definitely. Ruben.
10.
Ruben's going. 10. No, well, 4 is the best score possible. So, yeah.
Yes,
okay,
teacher, I gotta go. It's too late in Mexico.
All right, Ruben. Okay. Okay. Well, all right. So we won't make Ruben follow Michael's act. Ruben, you don't have to. Okay. All right. See what happened? You did such a good job, Michael, that Ruben doesn't want to follow your act.
Why? But if you watch like previous classes, my TOEFL, I couldn't speak anything. I couldn't understand anything. It's a practice. I kind of got used with these articles.
It's good to make mistakes, to be quite honest. All right, let's try, actually, because our time constraints, I want to move on, and let's see, because Ruben isn't going to try. Let's just move on to question 4. Okay, Kalina, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
I'm not so sure, but I will try.
Okay. Well, all right. Here it is. Okay, groupthink. Okay, question 4, just so you know, is going to be an academic reading passage, and then followed by a lecture. Here's the reading passage. One process by which groupthink. Yes, the title will give you a clue as to what's going on. Okay. Groupthink, one process by which groups may make bad or irrational decisions, is known as groupthink. Individual members of a group attempt to conform their opinions to what they believe to be the group consensus, even though the result may be negative. There are many reasons why groupthink happens. These include the desire to be liked, fear of losing a job, or even not wanting to be the one employee delaying a decision that seems inevitable. These kinds of implicit pressures to conform lead group members to ultimately make decisions that each, by himself or herself, might not normally make. Okay. All right, that's the written part. Now, the question. Now, the lecture. Now you will hear a lecture related to groupthink.
In a business management class. So let me tell you about my own experience with this when I was working for a computer company a couple of years ago. So one day a coworker and I suggested we should give our computers a design makeover, make them look more up to date. Market research was showing that new customers said they would be more interested in buying our computers if they looked cooler. Our technology was advanced, but the outside design looked really old-fashioned. At first, more than half the group supported us. There were a few senior managers there, though, who didn't support the design change. One of the senior managers said, "Our focus has always been on technology. Changing the look is an unnecessary cost." Almost immediately, some of our supporters changed their minds. Even my coworker changed his mind. When I asked him why after the meeting, he told me he didn't want to make a bad impression on the senior managers. He thought that disagreeing with them might jeopardize his chances of getting a promotion by not looking like a team player. What about me? I hate to admit it, but after a few hours of discussion, I started wondering if it was worth everyone's time to argue about this. As more people sided with senior management, I started to feel like I was the only one holding up the vote. Everyone else seemed to think change wasn't necessary, so I voted against my own idea in the end. So we unanimously decided to stay with the current old-looking design. But this decision ended up costing us a lot of money. That same year, our competitor came out with a new design that attracted some of our customers and prevented us from profiting on potential new customers. Explain groupthink and its effects using the example of the computer company.
Okay. Kalina, do you understand the question? Using the example you listened to, explain groupthink.
So, one process by which groups may make better irrational decision is known as groupthink, and based on these sentences, the man in the audio file explains his opinion and the manager's opinion about the computers in IT in a computer company, I think. His opinion is about that he would like to change the design just to attract the new customers and the existing customers, and he know that the change is necessary, but the managers wouldn't like to invest in that. Is it correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, essentially, yeah. You definitely essentially you answered the question. Yes. Okay. Let me give you a little feedback.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I especially like to start the. Okay. To paraphrase, you said something like the lecturer explains about how people can make irrational decisions in a group based on the concept of groupthink. Okay, great. Good beginning. Another way to do that, okay, the reading passage briefly explains the concept of groupthink. I love the phrase that people whereby people can make irrational decisions. I love irrational decisions. Excellent collocation. Because that's exactly what it was. Okay. Now, the key here is to stay organized. Okay, and then, very good. Also, you said the speaker talks about a specific experience he had in which groupthink affected the decision. Okay, then what was the situation? You talked about, all right, he wanted to change the design of the computers. Okay, up to that point you were doing great. Now, you always have to think about, okay, what are kind of two main reasons or two main things to talk about? Okay, you said you just simply went to some senior managers didn't agree with the decision, so the group ended up going along with them and made a bad decision. Okay. Up to that point, you were doing really terrifically. Try to break it into two things. What might the two things be? Think about it as if you are writing an essay, or and you have to do 4 paragraphs. So you have your introduction, you have your supporting, you have your reason number 1, or paragraph 1, paragraph 2, and final paragraph. How could you break your paragraph 1 was beautiful, all right? It was great.
Yeah.
How would you do paragraph 2 and paragraph 3? You just jumped into sort of the conclusion.
Yes. So I need to find the 2 main reasons and just put it down and to explain it.
So what were maybe the 2 main reasons? Did you kind of catch that? Let me. I'm torturing you. How about the rest of the class? How could you break that into 2 concepts? Kalina, you can answer, or anybody else.
I think there are 2 reasons. First, other employee don't want to offend the senior manager, and secondly, they don't want to delay the decision process. They don't want to act as a bad team player.
That's it. His friend didn't want to offend senior management. He didn't want to actually be looked at as not being a team player. That's right. He himself, the speaker, didn't want to delay a decision. Right, which were 2 of the reasons given in the written part. So those are the 2 things to talk about. Actually, Trang, nice, good, excellent. That's exactly right. His friend, and why his friend made the irrational decision and himself, why he went along with the irrational decision. Those would be sort of the supporting reasons. So, you know, breaking it down, my friend changed his mind, even though it was originally his idea, because, and then give the reason. Exactly. Julio, you want to try to put it all together for us? You want to give it a shot?
To be honest, no, teacher. I
No.
wasn't really paying that much attention to that.
Okay. Okay. Trang, do you want to try?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Whenever
So-
you're ready.
So
Yeah.
now question 3 or 4.
Question, okay, this is question 4 with the lecture. All right, and again, the question, the actual question is, okay, explain groupthink and the effects using the example of the computer company.
So I repeat the question. Actually, I would like to try new question because for this question, yes, everyone talk a lot about it.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to hear if somebody could put it all together in a good answer. Cool.
Yes, let me try. Yes, the paragraphs talks about the group things and explain why group things can bring the bad results instead of good results. And in the lecture, the lecturer explain the document by giving his real example. While he worked for an IT for a computer company when he and his team have to give a decision to redesign his product. First, every members in his team agree that this product should be redesigned its appearance. However, later one senior manager said that they should focus only on technology, and his friend said that he did not want to offend the senior manager, so he agreed with the senior manager's decision. And the lecturer, because he don't want to play as bad team player and delay the decision-making process, then he agreed with the senior manager too.
Okay. Okay, well that was definitely, okay, that was definitely better. Okay, one thing, Trang.
Yes.
Rather than referring to, I know what you're trying to do, and it's okay. It's not totally wrong, but rather than referring to it as the paragraph said or the document said, maybe try the reading passage said,
Yes.
or the essay said. This question 4 is going to be an essay, academic essay.
Yes.
So the essay states, or the reading passage says, rather than document paragraph. It would be a little bit better. But essentially, okay, organization, all right, basically that's it. Okay, stating what it is, trying to find a way to divide it into 2 parts. The difficulty really in this question here, to make your answer even better, is what transitionals can you use? You because of the nature of this question, you can't really say first of all. Well, you could. First of all, the speaker's friend actually changes his mind because he does not want to disagree with senior management, as he does not want to be seen as not being a team player. Okay. Even though it was his idea, you might throw that in, a little extra. And then, okay, after that, okay, some kind of transitional to show it's a new paragraph. Moreover, after that, the speaker himself changed his mind. So the only thing also I would add, Trang, is trying to add moreover. First of all, some kind of transitional signal phrases to show this is a new group of material that you're talking about, his friend, and then new signal, what he did. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's a little difficult in this particular question. A little different style. Okay. Let's try question 3 again. Joseph, are you ready? Here we go. This is question 3 again with 2 students. Joseph, check. How's your mic? Check.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better. Great. Okay. Hang on half a second. All right. Here we go. Okay. Bus service elimination plan. Okay. The narrator would say something like, please read the announcement from the university about the school bus service. All right, if it doesn't say what it is in the title here, then the narrator will say it for you. He will tell you if it's a notice, a letter, an announcement. You might want to even write it down in your notes so you know how to refer to it. Okay, it's an announcement. Here it is. The university has decided to discontinue its free bus service for students. The reason given for this decision is that few students ride the buses, and the buses are expensive to operate. Currently, the buses run from the center of campus, past university buildings, and through some of the neighborhoods surrounding the campus. The money saved by eliminating the bus service will be used to expand the overcrowded student parking lots. Okay. And just a second. Oops. And I'll get the conversation for you. Oops. Okay, here we go.
Now listen to 2 students discussing the article. I don't like the university's plan.
Really? I've ridden those buses, and sometimes there were only a few people on the bus. It did seem like kind of a waste.
I see your point, but I think the problem is the route's out of date. It only goes through the neighborhoods that have gotten too expensive for students to live in. It's ridiculous that they haven't already changed the route, so it goes where most off-campus students live now. I bet if they did that, they'd get plenty of students riding those buses.
Well, at least they're adding more parking. It's gotten really tough to find a space.
That's the other part I don't like, actually. Service and adding parking is just going to encourage more students to drive on campus. And that'll just add to the noise around campus and create more traffic. And that'll increase the need for more parking spaces.
Yeah, I guess I can see your point. Maybe it would be better if more students used the buses instead of driving.
Right. And the university should make it easier to do that, not harder. The man expresses his opinion of the university's plan to eliminate the bus service. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for holding that opinion.
Well, okay, there you go, Joseph.
Okay.
Joseph. Yep.
Well, the reading says that they want to cancel the free bus services for students, and gives 2 reasons for supporting it. the woman says that she agree with that statement for two reasons. No, she didn't agree with that statement for two reasons. Uh,
Are you there?
yes, teacher, I couldn't understand.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're doing very well setting it up, but of course, I think we can all clearly see the important part in questions 3 and 4 is listening very carefully and getting the two reasons. Okay. Faisal. Faisal, are you there?
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. What do you think about trying this question?
I think. Pardon.
What do you think about trying this question? Did you catch the two reasons?
Yes, I catch two reasons where the man says he disagree with the university's plan, but the woman said the man says that he I don't know, but to the point. Secondly, the woman is says the reason why the university plan to discontinue the bus operate because there's a wasting money and then the bus is not is not full by the student. Uh, so that's why the women agree with the university plan, and then that's all. That's all.
Okay. Hold everything. Okay. We have others who want to try. Okay. You got a little mixed up and jumbled. Okay, there's a couple of people that want to try. Julio, okay, you can try, but let me just say one thing before I forget, because this is really essential, especially question 3. You're going to have a man and a woman talking, okay? But you know what? The question is about what the man's opinion are. Whoever's giving their opinion, that's what the question's about. The other person in this case, the woman, it's totally irrelevant what she says. You don't even really have to mention what she says. She is what's called a foil. She's the straight man. What she says isn't. The question is not about the woman. The question is, what is the man's opinion? Explain it and tell his opinion and explain why he thinks so.
Oh, I mean,
okay.
That's my opinion about planning.
No, not your opinion. This is okay. This question is reported speech. So all you're doing is reporting what he said. Remember the question. Let me play the question one more time.
Oh, sorry.
Hang on again. Hang on.
Okay.
Expresses his opinion of the university's plan to eliminate the bus service. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for holding that opinion.
Okay, that's the question. State his opinion and give the reasons that he gives. The question doesn't say anything about the woman.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay, but as you actually practice for the TOEFL test, remember that this is the same thing's going to always happen. They're never going to ask you in question 3, what does the man and the woman say? They're going to pick whichever one made the opinions, whichever one had a strong idea for or against. The question will be about them. Your answer should be all about them. The other person doesn't matter at all.
Okay. the man actually talks about his opinion about this disagreement of the university planning, because he thinks that the student might have to um, get the transfer free without any cost, and then uh, that that I think that I have heard in the sorry.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Okay. Julio, do you still want to try this one?
Yes, yes.
Sure.
Trang
Okay.
wants. Julio wants. Trang, can we
Everyone
let
wants
Julio let Julio try one here?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Julio, please.
The essay states that what are the advantages of changing or canceling the university transportation service and investing that money in creating more parking space around campus. The main things that the problem is not the public transportation, probably the university transportation, is that the route is just not adequate. So that's the reason why students aren't commuting in the university buses. And he also thinks that if they create more parking spaces around campus, it will also create more traffic jams around campus and a lot of noise. So therefore, the man thinks that the better solution would be to change the route and making it more convenient for students, so they all can take advantage of the university buses.
Ta-da! That's it. Yeah. Okay. This question 3 and 4. When you nail it, you nail it. I mean, that's it. And if you're very clear and you bring up the 2 points, and it's very clear what the problem, what the issue is, very clear who the man disagrees. Yeah. Okay. That's it. You nailed it. Joseph, you did very well. You started it correct. The reading says, but again, be mindful in question 3, it's an announcement. This is announcement. The first example, it was a letter to the college paper, so you should refer to it as the letter states, the announcement states, the bulletin, the whatever it may supposedly be. And it will either say, or the announcer, whatever, the guy giving you instructions will tell you exactly what it is. So make note of it. Okay, the man gives 2 reasons. Joseph, you said that? Perfect. Great. But again, you've got to get those 2 reasons. Okay, Julio, you nailed it. That would obviously be a 4. No question about it. No question. Very simple, direct. Phrases like, so that's the reason. The man thinks blah, 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 blah. So that's the reason. This short phrase. Yep. TOEFL's listening for that. He also thinks, to introduce his second opinion. Perfect. That's how you do reported speech. First of all, the man thinks blah, 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 blah. He also thinks, and that's the reason that these phrases, that's exactly what TOEFL wants to hear you doing. So that's it, precisely. Okie dokie. Maybe we have time for one more of the ever so difficult question 4. Okay. Here we go. Social interaction. Okay, who's going to do this so you can specially... Rafa, you want to try this?
Yeah.
Hi, Rafa.
I think it's so difficult for me, but I would like try.
Okay, and then, all right, here we go. All right, here is the reading passage. Okay, this is an academic essay about social interaction. People deal with each other every day. This interaction is at the heart of social life. The study of social interaction is concerned with the influence people have over one another's behavior. People take each other into account in their daily behavior, and in fact, the very presence of others can affect behavior. For example, one principle of social interaction, audience effects, suggests that individuals' work is affected by their knowledge that they are visible to others, that the presence of others tends to alter the way people behave or perform an activity. Okay. And here we go. So, now time for the related lecture, in which a lecture will talk about social interaction. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Explain how the examples of tying shoes and learning to type demonstrate the principle of audience effects.
Oh, whoops. I gave you the question, not the lecture. Oopsie. Back up a little bit. Hang on, Rafa. Sorry.
Now listen to part of a talk in a sociology class. The professor is discussing audience effects.
Okay, so we said that the way we interact with others has an impact on our behavior. In fact, there's some interesting research to suggest that in one type of interaction, when we're being observed, specifically when we know we're being watched as we perform some activity, we tend to increase the speed at which we perform that activity. In one study, college students were asked to each put on a pair of shoes with laces they would have to tie. Now, one group of students was told that they would be observed. The second group, however, didn't know they were being observed. The students who were aware that they were being watched actually tied their shoes much faster than the students who thought they were alone. Other studies confirm the same is true even when we're learning new activities. Let's say someone is learning a new task, for example, learning how to type. When they're conscious of being observed, they'll likely begin typing at a much faster rate than they would if they were alone. But, and this is interesting, the study also showed that certain common behavior, things people typically do, like making mistakes when you're learning something new, that behavior pattern will also increase. So in other words, when we're learning to type and we know we're being watched, we'll type faster, but we'll also make more mistakes.
Explain how the examples of tying shoes and learning to type demonstrate the principle of audience effects.
Okay.
Okay. As the teacher says in his lesson to the audience, there are several studies that show us what happened with the social interaction. He showed us, first of all, one study that demonstrate that social interaction affect to the people. In this study, one group of people tried to ice his laces in his shoes. He
Hello? Rafa, are you there? Oopsie. We lost him. Rafa, are you there? He was doing so good. What happened? Oh my. Okay. Oops. Does anybody want to continue? Rafa, you were doing great. All right, you were on a roll. Okay. Rafa, I don't know what happened. Okay, he was doing great. He got cut off, but after only like half his time, unfortunately. Okay. There are definitely times when question 4 will have a lot of information. There was a lot of information here. Sometimes the challenge is, in fact, what information to cut so that you can fit your 2 points into your answer time of 1 minute. I believe Rafa would have run out of time anyway. Plus, we're running out of time in the class. But he was doing good. Okay. Another point here is, okay, you saw in the actual text it had quotes, audience effects. When the moderator introduced the speaking, he said, "Oh, the man will talk about audience effects." And in the question, it says, "How does the man give examples about audience effects?" So you've seen it in the writing. You've heard it in the moderator. You've heard the lecturer saying it. Obviously, this is the key topic, the controlling idea, so you should probably use it when you're talking about it, when you're answering the question. Okay, real quick, what were the two, obviously, the 2 points? Anyone? Trang? The two... Clearly, the 2 things you're going to talk about were Trang? No? Anybody? Okay, anybody.
Yeah, well, when you are being observed, you tend to do things faster, but in contrast, you make a lot of mistakes.
Okay, so tying shoes demonstrated that you go faster. The typing and making more mistakes demonstrated that people, when they're watched, tend to make more mistakes. That's basically it. Actually, one way to practice these kinds of things is how to really summarize or just speak an outline. That's what you're doing. An outline is a the skeleton of paragraphs or writing an essay. You're actually doing the same thing here. Okay. All right. Here's the topic. Here's point 1. Okay, example 1, point 2, example 2. Just simplify things. Don't make it too complicated. Everything, you have to simplify it down. Basically, that's what you're doing. You're summarizing. You know, you have reading that takes you a minute, and then you listen to 2 minutes of lecture. That's 3 minutes of material. You have to spit it back up into 1 minute. So you're actually just you're reverse engineering a lot of information into an outline. That's exactly what you're doing. Okay, I have to go. Now I'm late again for class number 4. We will look at questions 5 and 6 in the TOEFL speaking test. I'll be right back.
Thank you.